Miranda. Okay, she has been, she's a baker. Right, Holly? We have Miranda today?
Yeah, she just needs to come on camera and then I can add her to the.
Come here, sweet girl. Come on.
Miranda. Here she comes.
It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Great to see you. I'm happy to be here.
Likewise. Okay, so first question, Miranda, have I paid you anything or coached you on your answers today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you have no idea what we're going to be talking about.
Nope.
Well, let's just go easy. When did you join the bakery?
So I joined in June from Rolling in the Dough workshop.
Rock on. So just not so long ago. June, July, August, yes. September, October. Oh, that gives me goosebumps. Okay. Well then, where were you when you went through the workshop? So everybody here's on the work is same place you were. You were probably Friday of that week going, holy shit, $10,000, $6,000 to $8,000. What?
Right. Yeah. So it did kind of, you get a little bit of sticker shock maybe. But I knew it was worth the investment. I had started my business. My background was that I was a designer for a residential builder, and I had been doing that for years. But with a lot of like production builders, they kind of start eliminating design because they just want to get things done quickly and it becomes packages, So I just knew like, okay, I've got to get out of this and start doing my own business so I don't lose that creativity and, the part that I enjoy.
Yeah, making things pretty.
Right, absolutely. So I was doing that for almost 9 months and just, kind of doing it all on my own. And I found the workshop and I knew I had to do it and make the investment because I had been doing it on my own for that long and hadn't even learned half of what I learned.
Yeah, this
even
shit's
in the
hard.
workshop.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So what has been one of your biggest takeaways from being in the bakery?
Oh, there's so much. I mean, really there is. A lot of it, I'd say a lot of the pricing was a big one for me. And that the mindset, and getting those money stories out of your mind and,
Do they still haunt you on occasion?
On occasion they do. But then I just, I go back and I re-listen to some of the mindset in the modules and, I just kind of do that work and write things down, like the packets you give and just, try to reset my mind and get that out,
Because they're lies. Those are lies.
Absolutely. Yep.
So from a financial standpoint, how are you doing with what you've learned in the bakery? Have you seen acceleration or have you recouped your investment?
I have, or I should say I'm close to, yes. And it's on me. I have to say it's totally on you, how much you want to jump in and implement everything. And I started out pretty strong with it and then kind of, eased up a little and kind of fine-tuned everything. But I've gotten clients. I'm close to making it back. So
yay.
Yeah.
So let's bring up that point. How have you gone through it? Are you going through it from the top all the way down? Are you jumping in and taking what you need and then going back around? What is that? How does that look for you?
So I've done a little bit of both of those. Initially, I just went top to bottom. And then now I'll kind of jump in, I'm working on some social media content. I need some ideas or, and I'll kind of hop into those calls. And then I also just listen even to your office hours while I'm getting ready and just, filling in time because it helps a lot. And hearing other people ask questions that you may not have thought you had, but then you're like, oh, I'm glad I got that information. I'm glad someone else asked that.
Yeah, but so tomorrow we're changing things up a little bit. And so normally in the workshop that you were in, tomorrow would be Q&A session, and we open up the portal, share screens and so forth. We're doing laser coaching sessions tomorrow. We've got 2 people who won them. And so, I'm glad you said that, because I want everybody today to come back tomorrow to listen to their questions and hear how that works, because it's crazy how, and I'm assuming that you've had this experience, you hear a question 3 weeks ago and that somebody else's, and then suddenly that's happening to you. And you're like, oh, I know how to handle this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So cool. So cool.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts, Miranda, when you did get that sticker shock?
It's just that it's fear, it's mindset. It's, can I really afford this? Am I going to make it back? But you absolutely will. And if it's not, actual monetary making it back, the knowledge that you get is incredible. I mean, that alone is so worth it, because then you do have a lot of your questions answered.
Well, and dude, if you don't make your money back in a year, then we're going to have to have a serious conversation.
Right. Yeah.
Because literally, now, have you raised your prices? How were you charging before?
So I was doing by the square foot before, but just at such a low rate. Mm-hmm. Regardless, I would have lost, I probably would have been doing better if I made hourly. So then I realized oh, okay, I can definitely up this. So
yes, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, so do you find, because really anybody can come up with the formula as to what they're going to charge by the square foot, right? And like you said, you came into this doing, oh, well, I already charge by the square foot. Do you find that the experience that you're giving your clients now justifies your higher rate, or what did you change other than the number of zeros that go behind the fee?
So the whole process itself. I mean, I didn't have a nailed down process. So it was just someone calls me and I'm like, okay, let's see if we can do it. Right. We're now going through that whole process, qualifying them for one, so that nobody's wasting their time. You make sure you work well together, educating them so they know what that investment is going to be and why, the value we bring, why it's important. Yeah. And so definitely nailing down those processes, and it makes me feel comfortable charging that higher amount, because it's I have this in place, you're going to do it this way and
you're going
to work out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, and it works out, and I haven't had any backlash or any questioning from clients, and
so if you don't have any backlash or questioning on your prices, that just gets you through what we've basically taught in the free workshop. So, I'm the type of person who would be like, well, then I'm just going to take this free workshop and do my thing, right? Why should I go pay for the rest if this is where I can get them to agree to paying this amount? What about the actual implementation or the community or anything along that line? Would you say, because I'd be the first one, I'm gonna take this free shit and I'm gonna go do it myself, and I'll figure out, it's just a process. I'm gonna go write it down. What would you say to that person? What would you say to me? Because I am her.
I mean, I feel like I was probably I'd have that mindset too, especially with other things, but you're not going to get that, like you said, the community. And it's so good. I've connected with people. My first day, I just said hey, this is where I'm at, and just kind of connected with people close by. And, yeah, that way we can kind of chat about things, how's it going for you? And, it's definitely worth the investment, because you're going to get that community. You not only get the information on interior design, but this program helps you, I think, as a person. It's helped me grow as a person with that mindset, getting rid of those money stories. And, I just feel like a better person. I'm more positive, and even everyone around me. Now, I feel better about myself so I can help like family if they have money stories and I'm like, no, like I'm trying to help them change that too. And it's not specific to interior design, which is, the program is, but that personal helping, yeah.
That's very cool. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's true. We do become just better rounded.
Absolutely.
There's a question in the chat asking, do you have any schooling in design or architecture?
I do, but I did not complete it and get a certificate. My daughter is right here.
Oh, good.
So I did go to school, but most of it was work experience and then things in the course, because a lot of the schooling is, teaching you like, color theory and like just principles. And, it's, if it's something that naturally comes to you, I feel like it's not, you might get a couple of things here and there, but, you're not getting how to do pricing, how to talk to your clients, and how to give them those client facing, those documents, that presentation, all of that stuff. So
the real life application. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for being here so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
How would you like to leave it? What do you want to say to the people who are still here, potentially considering the bakery? What would you like to say to them?
Just make the investment, know that you're worth it. And it's going to just help you grow. It makes me feel emotional. It'll help you grow in your business. You're, just going to fly years in advance than you would do it on your own. And just make that investment in yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't say it better myself. And also it's probably a tax write-off. So I'm not a CPA,
Yes.
tax accountant. I don't even play one on TV, but you can write it off as education for your business.
Yep.
So you can take that off your top line. Well, thank you for being here. Can you stick around for a couple more minutes in case anybody has any questions in the chat?
Absolutely. Yeah.